Cool.
Welcome in. BKU's back. It is Monday, December 16, 2024. It is Macy's 20th birthday. Happy birthday, Macy.
Happy birthday, Macy.
And Danny, do you have 2 minutes?
No. But
well, tonight we're going to be previewing the next 2 playoff games: SMU Penn State, Clemson, or SMU Penn State, Clemson at Texas. Should be a fun weekend. Got some big news. Travis Hunter wins the Heisman. Not really any surprise there. Connor was a little disappointed about that Saturday night.
Yeah.
But you want to give your take on why?
Ashton Genty probably has some of the best stats there is to be a running back. I mean, he's on track to, break records, if not more. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I understand Travis Hunter plays both sides of the ball, but it is
not just that he plays both sides; he's top 10 in both.
Yeah,
pure talent-wise.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally up for the best corner in the country. Probably wasn't going to get there wide receiver-wise, but he's definitely one of the better wide receivers in the country. So I think it's a little crazy to think anything other than, he deserved the Heisman. But I do think Genty, I mean, that was great and all, but I think the biggest thing that hurt him was who he played for. If he was able to do what he did against Oregon, and I feel like a lot of people, when they hear that, they're like, oh, you're just like he did it against Oregon. Like, what's the problem? It's like, yeah, but that's 1 week. Like, he's not going to average over 180 yards if he plays Oregon every week. He's just not.
I mean, any other year he probably wins it, but I understand. Comment, first one of the night. Clayton says, where's the There's no Trevor right now. We think he's asleep. Haven't heard from him since this morning. So if he pops in, he pops in. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We move on. We ball, as they say.
AJ, a little side note because, it's early in the episode, so we can shoot the share a little bit. What do you think about the patches that they gave the first round of the playoffs?
I think they look awful. They're so bad.
Just plain.
I haven't seen it.
Go on Ohio State's Instagram. They posted the red uniforms.
If you haven't seen them, they're a big, giant, just first round
college football logo, like the playoff football thing, and then it literally just says first round playoffs. It's
awful. It's an eye for those uniforms already for Ohio State are terrible. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
You don't like
Why are we doing red pants? It's so stupid.
All it is red pants. People are blowing it up. It's red
like
pants. It's not special. I don't like it. At this point, just go normal.
Yeah. Or the stripe. Bring the playoff stripe back, man.
Yeah. I think if they get to where playoff games are neutral site, which is next round, I think they'll bring it back. I think there's a weird thing where they don't know how to treat this in terms of tradition. They don't know what do they wear here, and I think they're doing it all wrong. If anything, this is a blackout, but
who knows?
At this point, I don't really care. I'm over it. I think I just think a scarlet out at Ohio State is saying
every Saturday game is a scarlet out.
Wear orange when you go to Neyland. You might be changing 1,000 people from wearing the black jerseys. They might wear orange, but do something creative. From if you tune in, you don't see anything crazy about the stands.
Right.
If you just turn it on and nobody knows or scarlet out, it would just be a normal.
Yeah. But first couple news things we got. We have new coaching hires all over football. 2 big ones were this past weekend. Rich Rodriguez going back to West Virginia for the first time since 2007. That was the most success they'd had in the program's history with Pat White, that era. So they were a win away from the national championship game back then. He's been coaching in the lower levels the last few years. I know he's been doing nothing but winning. So, Danny, do you like this hire for Rich Rod coming back to West Virginia? It's something similar to UCF with Scott Frost. It seems like people have a marriage and an idea of what they like.
Yeah, I think they're both, like you said, both very similar. I think if you think this is like a home run, like, oh yeah, now we'll be great again, and everything I'm saying you could use as an echo for UCF's position, but it's just, I mean, I hope it works. If you're these two schools, yeah, why not? It's a great decision because what do you have to lose? Like, if they come in and they fail, it's okay. But on the other hand, if they're goated, then I think, I don't know. I like it from like a fan's point of view, but I just feel like sometimes people think this is like, oh yeah, they did great 10 years ago. It's like, if you did great in 2019, that doesn't mean you're going to be great. Like, college football is all what you've done post-COVID. It's been a different world since post-COVID. Just with the transfer portal and like you got like the Penn State guy, Perbula or whatever. Like
we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Yeah, but like he's forced to leave, and it's just like things like that, and having to recruit your players to stay. Like you see like commitments where it's like I've decided to stay with so and so. It's like like you should have
re-signed their deals. Yeah, it's stupid, but this coaching hired, I like it. I don't mind it for a little revamp of the program because they've had Neil Brown the last 5 years.
Yeah,
but most success they had was a year ago where they went 9-3, just missed out on the Big 12 championship game. Connor, do you have?
What did he do? Like he pretty much kept them 500, right?
Yeah, they were like 7-5 this year, and nothing too crazy.
No, I mean like for his couple years, like he was like 29-29 or something.
Yeah, it was very subpar at best. Oh, we have a new one joining us. If I can add him to the stage.
Rich Rod is back.
He is back.
And
Rich Rod is back. Trevor, welcome to the show.
It's taking me
blocked.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the link. I was on the old one for 5 minutes. I just sat there waiting.
But yeah, Rich Rod's back at West Virginia. Dan Mullen finally getting off his butt from ESPN, and he's back at UNLV for the first time since 2021. That's exciting. I know a lot of people love him. North Carolina, I thought he was in the race for with Bill Belichick, and I feel like that was their number 2 if Belichick didn't go there. So it is fun to see him back. He's a very good offensive coach in a world that you don't have to recruit nearly as hard as you used to. And that's one thing he said he did not like doing to an extent. Trevor, your thoughts on the hire at UNLV?
I was confused. I thought he'd land a bigger job. I don't really understand this a whole lot. It's kind of like he's got a G5. I guess now like a good G5 gig is a playoff contender. So if he can stick around UNLV for a while, he's going to make some playoffs. But other than that, is he just there to have some fun?
Oh, here,
the Bastard Wise Dog says, I think they should have hired Steve Chanel. Now, that would have been something to flip the program around. I'm assuming this is one of Connor's friends because he's been laughing his ass off the whole entire time.
That's not one of my friends. I know who it is, though. Just read the name. In the name.
Bastard. So who's a bastard child that we'd know?
But I agree with that statement. Bring Steve Chanel in. Run the wing T.
When like Trevor, when you say a good G5 could be a playoff spot, at what point is play? Because I know it's a huge deal to even make it for your G5 schools, but at what point is that like? I mean, we kind of all know Boise and SMU's path in this thing. It's kind of like a 16 seed in March Madness. Like it's been done. Even if they get 1, they're not getting 2.
Yeah.
Wins in a row.
You can play a game on the field.
Yeah.
I like it. I think Dan Mullen's a great coach, like I said.
I think they'll be good for a while. I think it'll be cool to watch them and Boise duke it out in the Mountain West. Or maybe they're going to recreate the
Pac-12.
12 and see if they can get something done and make that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember if they're going to or not.
Boise might be because I remember there's a lot of state teams.
There's a lot of state schools. I don't think UNLV was going though, but they should have. Yeah, that should be a fun little shakeup for them in West Virginia. Moving on to the transfer portal, a little some big moves. Get over. Sorry, your faces are kind of trapped right there. But big ones. Jackson Arnold finally commits. He's going to Auburn. Danny, do you like the potential of Jackson Arnold? I think outweighs what he's actually done as a player thus far.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of hype around his name. Hasn't really done crazy, but I think a new start for anyone could be big. Like you look at guys like kind of Devin Brown and Jackson Arnold, and they could go 1 or 2 paths. Who was the Arkansas KJ Jefferson, the Arkansas guy?
Yeah,
he kind of
he went to UCF.
He kind of went the wrong way. But, you never know. You could get somebody, land them at a new school, fresh start, and they could shine and then make a name for themselves. Trying to think maybe one that hits home a little bit. Oh, Joe Burrow. I mean, he was kind of coast along at Ohio State, get a degree, and then he'll become a car salesman. And, now look at him. Just a fresh start. And,
Bo Nix, his career was dead in the water until he went to Oregon.
Oh yeah, when he was at Auburn, he was turnovers and everybody got hurt. And then a year or two, it took more than just a year at Oregon before people were like, well, maybe let's judge him off Oregon and not Auburn.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. It's exciting. One you were talking about a second ago, Bo Prabula, backup quarterback of Penn State. He is leaving the team, not even staying around for the playoff. He is jumping straight into the portal and investigating somewhere he's going to play, probably starting quarterback next year.
Well, if he didn't leave now, he'd have to wait till April 20-something.
Well, no, he gets
5 days after the end of your last game.
But it's stupid because I was listening to a podcast today, and the biggest thing they were saying was yeah, you could stay and pull a Devin Brown, and it's hoorah, good for your team. But at the same time, if you don't get your name out there and get the schools that need you, they might just panic hire for players as well. Panic draft, I guess. And and to the wrong
says I'm going to the transfer portal to find new friends. Aren't we all? Don't worry, you'll land on your feet somewhere. Another one, that's from our good old buddy Clay. Said I heard a quarterback free agent Paul Crewe has entered the portal. Opinions on where he should go. Connor, thoughts?
Isn't he dead?
Yeah,
I would say
he crashed the Porsche.
right.
He's that's the way he should go, because he's
I don't think he should go anywhere if he's going to be shaking points.
Yes,
Crew to go.
Is interesting. Last one was Mekhi Hudson finally decided on a landing spot. 5-star wide receiver out of Texas Tech, going to Texas A&M, staying in state. They get their big key weapon outside, especially for Marcel Reed. That should be fun next year to watch them. Jerome Bettis is in the chat. We'll see if it's a real Jerome Bettis or not. So what do you think? What do you boys think about Notre Dame? My boy committed to them, and they should win.
I saw
Connor,
that.
you're a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it away.
I'm excited for it. Did you see who else that transferred over to Notre Dame today?
I did not.
Your mom.
Hold on, I got it right here. It is Devontae Smith from Alabama.
That's not right.
Or hold on.
Yeah, that's right, but that's not right.
It's right. He's in the NFL. So
hold on. I got it right here. I just had it.
But it's not Devontae Smith from Alabama.
It's not Devontae Smith. So you're automatically giving a false narrative.
No, false narrative.
Actually, it could be Devontae because you get
the defensive back or Devontae Smith.
Season.
Yes, I did see the Alabama guy was transferring. I did not see where. But we can get into our next game unless Connor finds it within the next couple of seconds. You got to read the name. We can't see the camera.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, the defensive back.
Wait,
Defensive
Devontae
Oh, defensive back
Alabama?
from Alabama.
That's funny. Not the Devontae Smith from Alabama, but Devontae Smith from Alabama.
Clayton
Seed.
Sliver typed in the chat. Connor is studying live.
Well, here, I'll
That
just go
he
ahead and
is.
send it to him.
That he is. Well, if there's no more news you guys have, we can dive right into our playoff matchups.
I mean, Aaron Nolan is leaving, but that's not big. I mean,
second backup quarterback for Ohio State. Transferring. This one's 5-star. He's a freshman. Didn't see the field at all this year, though. I mean, when you have that many 5-stars as backup quarterbacks, it's hard to get everyone in, get them playing. I respect Devin Brown for sticking around as much as he's going to through the playoff run. But we'll have to wait and see what is next for Aaron Nolan, because I'm interested to see where he goes.
Hawkeye.
Trevor wants him to be a Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
We'll have to see. But
Got it.
takes us to our first one. One of two. The Southern Methodist Mustangs. They're going to Penn State to take on the Nittany Lions. Number 11 seed with number 6 seed. This is the 12 p.m. kickoff on Saturday at Beaver Stadium on TNT. Not even on ESPN or ABC. It's on TNT.
that's weird.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line is 8.5 for Penn State. Over-under is 53.5, the highest of the 4 first-round playoff games. Danny, I'll let you start off. What do we expect out of this Nittany Lions team, where it's going to be a high of about 22 degrees at kickoff, and SMU's average temperature at kickoff this year has been 72 degrees. So they are not prepared for this nearly one bit.
Difference there.
Yeah.
Look, I don't really think the cold plays too much of a factor in most of these games. Both teams are playing in it. It's not like Ohio State has, SMU might, just because SMU is a smaller school and normally they recruit the Dallas area pretty heavy. So, but like Penn State might have some kids from California, Florida. Like, I think that's blown out of proportion. I think a snow game is one thing to know how to play in the snow, but cold, toughen up, like run around a little bit. Anyways, I think Penn State rolls. I don't think this one's close at all. I think Boise's got a shot to be in a game till halftime. I just don't. SMU's got nothing. Like, I just Penn State rolls. The closest this thing is 34-17. More likely 41-17 in my opinion, 41-13.
You think it's high scoring?
For one team. I think Penn State's pretty close to 40 in this one. I think SMU's anywhere from like 15 to 20.
Yeah. Connor, your thoughts on SMU at Penn State? Nittany Lions coming off their best offense performance of the year against Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, they were lacking though, and this SMU pass rush is nothing to sleep on. So, your thoughts on the Mustangs?
I like SMU. I just don't think they're good enough to go against. Hey, buddy, can I finish before you start flipping me off? Thank you.
Oh, you can finish wherever you want. I don't mean.
Anyways, I like SMU, but I just don't think they're going to be good enough to go against this Penn State offense. They looked really good against Oregon. So I'll take Penn State to win the game, probably 35-14.
Connor or Trevor, your turn.
This is about to be wild.
Here's all I have to say. It's going to be cold, right? It's going to be cold. Maybe it'll snow a little bit. Maybe a little bit of snow on the field. I don't think it's in the forecast, but maybe some light flurries. And if there's one thing SMU knows, it's white stuff.
That they do. That they do.
Snorting lines, scoring touchdowns is what they know. So I think they're going to do it anyways. They're all going to get freaking high before the game, do cocaine, and then they're gonna win the game. You're gonna upset them. Yeah, I do. I think there's a little bit more of a, well, what do we got to lose? We're not even supposed to be here kind of thing with them.
Playing without money.
I think Connor is drunk. Thank you.
The best provider, yeah.
I think they're just gonna go in there and sling the ball around, let Kevin Jennings run around in circles, and they'll probably lose. But I think there's that little edge where Penn State's like they have pressure on this one where they haven't won a big game. James Franklin hasn't won a big game.
Is this a
Does this
big
count
game?
as a big game?
It could be the perfect storm.
Is this
So
a big
I'm
game?
rooting for the perfect storm, so I'm going to take the perfect storm. Got SMU 31, Penn State 29.
I'm going to try and interrupt you one more time. Is this a big game? Is this?
It's a playoff game, Danny.
I know, but does this hold any weight for James?
Yeah, it's a playoff game.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. It is a playoff game. If this was taking place during the regular season, it would be probably a top 10 matchup, top 15 matchup.
Yeah.
So I understand where Danny's coming from because this is James Franklin that he can't big name programs. I don't think it's a top 5, top 10 problem. It's more of just like it's a brand name problem.
Yeah. And to be honest, James Franklin gets to this point every year. It's just most years this isn't the playoff. Like he's been that like right on the top 10, maybe even in the top 10, closer to the top 5, but he always misses the 4 team. So like if he goes in and wins this one, and like what Trevor was saying, if I was going to pick a blowout, something I would point to is that Penn State's been being told like, oh, you got SMU, you got Boise State, like you're not even going to have to suit up until you play like Georgia in the Final Four or Notre Dame if Notre Dame beats Georgia. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Tennessee could sleepwalk. There's no way they do because this is a playoff game. But in one of the 50 worlds, different universes, they do sleepwalk this one. But
yeah, I don't think there's going to be a single playoff team this weekend that's going to come out sleeping. This is
No,
as
I
high
don't.
energy weekend as any team's going to have collectively. I mean, you have one on Friday night. That game's going to be electric. We talked about that on Wednesday.
Boogie.
And then the 3 games on Saturday are all awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next one we could talk about could be the potential blowout, maybe. We'll see Clemson playing with the hair on fire. But, yeah, I agree with what you guys said. I think Penn State's got a great shot to make a run at this thing. I do like them to go in here and win. I can take over the home crowd, be able to win. SMU,
Sorry.
their pass rush, they're going to be legit. That's one thing I'm nervous about. If Drew Aller gets a little banged up here, they don't have Bo. It could be the big problem. Danny, did you give your prediction?
No.
Did I give my score?
Yeah.
I'll lock it in at 38-16.
Penn State and a blowout. I'll make it a little closer. I think Penn State probably wins this about 27 to 20. I think it's a touchdown game. That means SMU covers. It wouldn't shock me if they came out and won this game. They have the horses to do it.
SMU.
Nice. That's a good one.
And yeah, Kevin Jennings, he's a dangerous quarterback if you give him enough time and let him scramble and make a play. So we'll see. Penn State's been known to let down in big games before. I don't remember last time they won a bowl game.
I will say though, that Oregon game, even though I know they lost, in a weird way to me gives me an amount of confidence that I didn't have before that game. Like the fact that they got to go to that championship game and compete with a top dog that's not Ohio State. Like they could kind of go in there and not, that name. They could get rid of that name, kind of like Ohio State with Michigan. Like I'm intrigued to see what they do against a big team, and they hung with Oregon, or like as good as any team has all year. So I think they really ride that confidence. But
yeah, they were able to put up points that only Ohio State's really been able to replicate. Them and Boise State. We had another comment. This one's for Coach Don Nod. It says from Jerome Bettis. Let me see that Christmas tree.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm Jewish.
It said any Notre Dame ornaments on it? No.
Why is it so close to us?
Yeah, why is it so close tonight? Are you using that for natural light?
Yeah, a little bit.
He has all the lights turned out like just the Christmas tree.
Well, and then I have the glare of the TV.
Oh, this is awkward. That's me up there.
Wait.
Yeah.
So
While we're in a good period, shout out Connor for the drinks.
You're welcome.
So yeah, we got 3 Penn State. 3 of us taking Penn State. Trevor's taking SMU. Should be a fun one. That'd be the first game on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a fun one.
This is our
next game.
Mustangs. This is our team.
Next game.
The
The number 12 seed Clemson Tigers going into DKR Stadium in Austin take on the number 5 seed Texas Longhorns. 11.5 point favorites, over under 51.5. Trevor, I'll start with you. Does Texas need to lean more on Arch Manning to make a legitimate national championship run? Because if they don't, they could be handicapped with Quinn Ewers. I don't know if they'll be able to be dynamic enough to make a little run at this.
I don't know if Clemson's the team where it's like, oh, you're really going to figure that out. You know, I think it could be Quinn Ewers just time to just throw for 300 finally, have a good game, or if he fucks up, how bad does it get? Probably not that bad. I don't think Clemson's that good of a team. I mean, they lost to Louisville, and they suck. Louisville is terrible. They lost to UK the other night.
Different sport. We're still working that one out. We're figuring out football. We've not figured out basketball.
But I just don't like Clemson this year. They had like that one good stretch where they were scoring like 50 a game, and then the wheels fell off at the end.
Yeah.
Did the wheels fall off, or did they just start playing real teams?
I think it's a mixture. I think both can happen at the same time.
Do you think SMU's a real team?
Mm.
Because they played their best game against SMU just 2 weeks ago.
You got me there.
But
I don't know. And it is Dabo in a playoff, and Dabo's a good coach.
It's a rematch of our state championship game in Texas with Cade Klubnik and Quinn Ewers. Little side story quest there. They're both recruited same class.
I'm taking the Tigers because you just convinced me by reminding me that Dabo Sweeney's their coach. I like Dabo Sweeney.
Coach Sweeney got that drip.
Mouse ran up the clock. Coach Sweeney got that drip. And now he's going to win the playoff. Yeah, I'm taking the Tigers because I like Dabo Sweeney. 12-10 final score.
Oh, God. I hate that.
No, I love that. There needs
Danny.
to be like that.
What do you think the biggest matchup is for Texas versus Clemson in this game? Is it Quinn Ewers against Clemson's defense? Clemson's been tough defensively against, I would say, 90% of their schedule. What do you think it is?
Me?
I said Danny.
You buffered on my end. So Quinn Ewers. No, so this game, I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were targeting Connor, so I wasn't paying attention to the question, but I heard something. Anyways, Quinn Ewers has kind of underperformed a little bit. I think they actually go Arch in if this game stays close, which I do think it will be close.
Yeah, I agree. I think Connor and Danny are both drunk tonight. They are not following along at all.
No, it's not that. Like you did buffer there. Like I didn't hear you say a name.
Just finish your thought.
Anyways, I think they put in Arch. I think this game's 17-17 at the half. But I don't know, man. Clemson, it is scary because it feels like Dabo just like shines when the big lights are on. But I'm gonna take Texas 24-20. Yeah.
All right. This is a matchup between two programs that their brighter days have kind of been behind them. They both won national championships years ago. Clemson more recent. They were a dynasty. They were a powerhouse in college football, and then this new era of college football has kind of surpassed them, passed them by, and Dabo's not really wanting to latch on. So it is interesting. Is Texas still a big time program? Can they win big games? Does this qualify as a big game for them? They're hosting the crowd, Clemson. same for them. Are they still a big-time program, and can they win these games? Connor, your thoughts on the Tigers versus the Longhorns this Saturday?
I'm going to go horns up. I think Texas has got it. I like Quinn Ewers. I wish I would start Arch Manning, to be honest, just to see how the offense would run. But I like him either way. I say the final score would probably be
21.
Give me Texas 31, Clemson 20.
Clemson by
right on the number. The Bastard Wise Dog says Clemson by 21. That would be the biggest shock of the playoff.
Hey, you should put some money on that.
Yeah, you probably win a good chunk of change, but
no, he'd win more than change. He'd win dollars.
Fair. Who do you guys think is the most important player on the field this Saturday in that matchup? It's got to be Cade Klubnik, right?
I was going to say Cade.
It's probably Dabo Sweeney.
He's
Cade's the
single-handedly.
guy that can make this thing a fourth quarter game or can be the reason why they're down 14 in the fourth.
Yeah. He's going to control – the game's in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays his best game of his career, we're going to have ourselves a fourth quarter ending that comes out in the final 2 minutes. But if he makes crucial mistakes against that Texas defense when they've been prone to making quarterbacks do that all year long, then it's
I'll say I'm most like I don't know for this game. Like obviously Tennessee game, I'm pumped for it. I think I'm biased for that though. I think both teams show up. SMU, blah blah blah. All the games, even Notre Dame, Indiana, I think will be a decent game. Notre Dame wins by 10, but this game, I don't know. I mean, this could be 14 points either way. I'm so ready to see how this one plays, especially perfect weather. Yeah, I mean, this game might as well be in a dome. It's the only one of the four that's like, what is it, 60 and sunny? Like, it's,
SMU wishes they were playing in Texas this weekend.
Yeah,
It'd be fun. I'll also take Texas. I think the number is a little big though for me. Clemson's playing with house money, like we said. Indiana and SMU were doing as well. They got nothing to lose. You can keep saying the game itself, but they backdoored their way into the playoff after losing only 3 weeks ago to South Carolina. Slipped their way in, and now they're playing one of the top-ranked talent-wise teams in the playoff. It'll be interesting. Do you think Clemson has a shot at making a run at the national championship if they do win this game? That's a heavy bet.
Here's how it goes. It's very simple. They get to the round of whatever that is. They get past Penn State. They play Ohio State.
Or Oregon.
Ohio State. No. I don't think they beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clemson, the winner of this gets Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to play Arizona State.
That is like it could be Ohio State or Oregon. It's that side of the bracket.
Or Tennessee.
Or Tennessee. Yep.
Danny, let's talk about how much crap you've been talking on Twitter. Because if you're not following Danny on Twitter or TikTok or any social media, he is letting Tennessee.
You can't follow my comments on this.
Hear it.
Yeah, you can make that an option.
You can follow him.
But Twitter, listen, I just don't like when programs that haven't done anything since the 90s. Sorry, Gavin. I love Neyland's awesome. You got to get down there if you've never been down there. I hate Bama. I hate Georgia. Tennessee is the team. I love to see them do good. I want them to be back. But I'm going to be honest. They haven't done enough to talk the way they're talking. I know Ohio State's played terrible, and Tennessee should have a lot of confidence. They could very easily walk into Columbus, win, plant the flag. They get felony charges, but plant the flag nonetheless. Throw the fucking shit in the river. You know what? When you take the goalpost to the river, go ahead and grab Ryan Day with you. Throw him in. Because if he loses this game, he better be on the Olentangy. Only thing about the Olentangy is it's not deep enough to drown. I'm not saying that.
If you're laying face down, probably.
Not what I'm goalpost. I was getting to the fact that it wasn't deep. So, if you throw the goalpost in the Olentangy, you're just pretty much throwing it in like a puddle. But, I forget where I was going with that because I started thinking about the Michigan game. Ow.
As usual.
Yeah. No, this Tennessee should be great, but I'm having a lot of confidence, and people are talking bad about my favorite team, and so I'm going to clap back. And guess what? If we lose, I'm deleting Twitter because I will have so many
They
people
won't.
in my. No, I won't, but I will go back to not looking at my notifications. So if you tag me in something, I'm just not going to look.
All right.
If we
Noted.
win, I'm gonna reply to everybody.
Does it hurt your feelings
When what?
when people talk crap to you?
Yeah.
Danny doesn't like that. He doesn't like when people are mean to him.
No, I mean I'm all in, and then when the game's over, like I said, if it doesn't go my way, I'm a sore loser. I'm gonna not respond to you.
Yeah.
I think I accidentally opened my inbox and I don't know how, but somebody replied to what I said in 22, I think, right after we lost to Georgia. I think I guaranteed that we come out and beat Georgia. I don't know. I don't know why I would say that.
They missed the
I have
kick.
no confidence going into that game, but you catch me the Wednesday before the game, and I'm ready.
Yeah. Good question here from Clayton again. Would like to hear your guys' opinions on Uncle Rico. Do you really think he could throw a ball over those mountains? I do, because I've seen it. I think he can actually do it. Did you see the way he chucked that steak? I mean, he could have threw that 2 miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be a fun weekend. Last segment of the night. I didn't tell you guys about this, but I want you guys to do it on the
You gonna
spot.
play a game? I hope you play a game. I
Not
love
really a
it.
game. It's just more of a. I want to hear your hottest take about college football. Anything that just grinds your gears or get you going. I want to hear it. Trevor or Danny or Connor, if anyone wants to start first.
Mine doesn't really involve college football because college football isn't involved in it.
Well, it is called college football hot takes.
I
Yeah.
know, but this one just really grinds my gears.
Well, let's hear it first, and then we'll debate.
Why are we making a bill to make it a felony to plant any flag in the middle of the O? It's part
Because
of
it's dangerous, unsportsmanlike.
If you don't want it to happen, don't lose.
It's disgusting.
Don't lose then.
There's a lot of things.
But everybody else, people come into Notre Dame Stadium and whoop up on Notre Dame since the 80s, and nobody wants to plant a flag there.
Okay.
Well, that's because Jesus is watching. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what Ohio State needs to do. Put a Jesus that watches over the stadium.
They have a Woody Hayes statue, Trevor.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't lose and it won't happen.
I'm gonna be honest. If we're being real, like I said, AJ knows this. I will always be petty, but if we're being real, plant a flag, don't plant a flag. I really don't care.
Yeah, we
I'm
talked
glad
about that.
we fought.
Let's have more fights. More fights.
Yeah, I'm glad Ohio State responded fighting. I mean, don't plant a flag, whatever. All I'm saying is Ohio State's never won a game and then went and planted a flag. So I think we know what we expect.
They haven't really won a big enough game to do so. And
No, I'm saying at all. Like, people have been planting. Baker planted it back in 2017 when they beat us. We've won big games since then. We don't plant flags.
yeah, but
It's just because we're the king of cream de la creme, and I get that. Plant your
You're
flag.
on Super Bowl. That's what it is.
We're your Super Bowl. I get it.
that's fair. Trevor, you have your hot take?
Yeah, sure. Transfer portal is getting to be a little much.
Not a little. It's too much.
They need to figure out like the timing, because this is just weirdly timed. Like, just do it after the season. Make it easy on everybody.
This is like NFL starting their free agency during the playoffs.
Yeah, it's crazy. And two, Danny, I lied to you when I said Alan Bowman. I thought he was coming back.
I saw that tweet.
I got ball sacked. But
You were very confident that you.
I was very confident in that tweet
You
too.
put it out there. You might got ball sacked.
Yeah. But these seventh, which I think the COVID years should be going.
I think this is
They
like
should
the
be
last
gone by now.
little cycle.
One of the last because that
I was
was
playing that long.
5th years.
There's some things that need figured out with the transfer portal.
I
Also,
agree.
why can people just be like, I want an 8th year? Like, I want to see like I want to see like why are we giving people like what's the reasoning? Oh, this is why he gets this year back. This is why because I'm running out of like I'm trying to count. I'm like, all right, red shirt, COVID, gray shirt,
Knee.
Like that one dude from Miami, Florida.
Knee. He like tore all of his knees.
I'm running out of like ways that's something's not it's not working.
You like it?
He's basically a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, mine is I absolutely do not like the playoff nearly as much as the BCS. College football has lost its just pure like I don't know feeling. Like games used to matter. Players used to play in bowl games that were just playoff or national championship. Kids didn't try to transfer because you couldn't really transfer unless you had a broken leg or I don't know your mom moved to South Dakota and you wanted to follow her. It's lost all of its credibility. The teams that don't make the playoff, they give up on the season. We already see it with Marshall's team. They just won the Sun Belt. They're supposed to be playing Army for a bowl game. And half the teams transferred. They're looking for better opportunities.
Well, they're following their coach.
Yeah, but wait, who gets a bowl game now?
I have no idea. And they don't deserve it.
Oh, Louisiana Tech. That's who it is. 5-7 Louisiana Tech. How in the world do you not put Kansas in that bowl game?
Because they're already locked in. And then you have to move bowl games.
What do you mean? They randomly told Louisiana Tech to come on.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe
That's
there's some
what I'm
certain
saying.
tie-in.
If it's a 5-7 school. How
They
do you pick?
I'm guessing there's tie-ins with the bowl game that says a Sun Belt team has to go. That's what I'm assuming.
Oh, it's stupid. But
Danny,
I did my first team that I ever played on that had no ties to me on NCAA 14 was Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. So I'm happy.
so you're happy with your make-believe team getting a bowl game.
Yeah, I
Fair
won a
enough.
couple of years with them.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
Had to be playing on the rookie mode.
I would on NCAA 14? No, it was All American.
Whatever.
So.
Danny, did you give your hot take?
I commented, but anyways, you're not really paying attention to the comments, the chat. Whatever.
I mean, they're all just stupid.
I said that the transfer portal timeline is stupid. So yeah. I just think the whole like you're forcing kids like if they're not like the star, which then you probably wouldn't be transferring, but like you're putting kids like Devin Brown and yeah, there it is. And Bo Perbula and all these guys just in the worst like impossible situations because they want to play and finish the season. I think it's very rare that a player leaves that doesn't want to finish it. I mean, if you're in the playoffs, but I don't know. I just it's stupid. It should happen in like March. But it's weird though because you got to sign up for classes. Like it's still school, so maybe they signed up to play football. They didn't sign up to play school. So stop making them go to classes.
Thing is, it is college football.
Yeah, that's school.
And
School ball.
what 85-90% of college football they don't even go to play the NFL. So they have to have school as the big thing.
No, but just get like an online degree. Like have an online version of Ohio State. Like Caleb Downs should not have to go to a normal classroom. Like so why is it? Because that's why the transfer portal is what it is. Because you got to be in so you can enroll in that next semester's class. In mid-January, you got to be ready to make a class. You can't like January 20th. School started a week ago. You're too late.
Interesting.
I don't like it, and like I'll just put it in my perspective. Notre Dame, everyone goes there for like their graduate's degree, so they're only there for a year. So like Sam Hartman, for example, he played 4 years at Wake Forest, and then he goes into the transfer portal, goes to Notre Dame for his graduate's degree, and only gets to play for 1 year. Notre Dame doesn't get that chance to develop like a 4-year quarterback.
Maybe they do get a chance.
They do, but it's just they take a graduate and start him instead for the 1 year, and then they let that guy go.
Yeah. Part of it's also Notre Dame's like GPA and everything to get into the school is that much harder because of how
Right.
good of a school it is.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Riley Leonard too. He's played 4 years at Duke, transferred over, and now he's only here for a year, and then he's leaving. And I couldn't tell you the backup quarterback for Notre Dame at all right now.
Some
Tyler
fan
Buckner.
you are, huh?
Yeah, I know.
It's Tyler Buckner again.
No, it's
Who's the
not.
backup for Tennessee?
I thought he was on the lacrosse team.
And then Hooker.
Who, Tyler Bucker? He is, but he's also the field goal holder. He was for that fake field goal. What week was that? It was the week after NIU.
Purdue.
NIU.
Yeah.
Purdue.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did lose the NIU. That's funny.
That is very funny.
Really should bring that up every once in
Too
a
many
while.
people forget about that.
Yeah.
Also,
You guys have
I
the
want
worst.
to say I won my bet on the Army-Navy game. I picked Navy to win. I picked the over. It all went good.
Petty
Congratulations.
Yeah, great job, Danny.
class. Woo, no one cares that much. Last
Let's do a
question.
Parlay together.
It's my first parlay since like October, so I care.
Oh, I'm putting big money in this weekend.
Oh yeah, I am too, to lose it.
I put money on both Ohio State and Tennessee to win the Natty. So
I am putting no money on any team. No money.
Ohio
Not
State.
touching Ohio State.
Ohio State,
I
bet.
bet
I
on
like
that team
Ohio
too much.
State, bet.
Last question. Who was your favorite player to watch in college football this year?
There to watch in college
Ooh.
football.
Favorite. Trevor, you got yours?
Yep.
Is
Pretty
it
easy.
Iowa's punter, kicker?
No and no.
Okay, go ahead.
It is Iowa's running back, the pride of Hamilton, Ohio, Caleb Johnson. Old boy can run.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch because he's a Ashton Genty light. Where he
Yeah.
gets big tackles, big strong guy. I like watching a bruiser running back, and he's definitely one of them.
It's fair. Connor, you got yours?
Yeah. We go with Dylan Sampson, running back for Tennessee. Dude has nothing but heart, always wants to get yards after contacts. And I'm not being biased or anything. It's just he's got heart. That kid's got heart.
Yeah, these kids ain't got no heart. Ain't got no heart.
Danny, you have yours?
Yeah, I'm going with Jeremiah Smith. That guy is so fun to watch. He made the catch against Michigan State where he was like running down the sideline, just went up and grabbed. And I started walking around my garage floor like a dog and pissing on things. I've never acted like that. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Actually,
My favorite by far was Caleb Downs. That guy is an animal. Best open field tackler I've seen in I don't know how long. Like if there's a guy one-on-one, he is winning that battle 9 times out of 10. He's awesome. The punt return touchdown against Indiana was awesome.
hey,
He's had multiple that interception against Michigan. It's just highlight reel, human highlight reel. And he's going to be a top 5 pick next year in the draft. Thank God we have him in the playoff. I don't know if he'll stick around for next year. We'll see.
On the podcast.
I think it depends on how good they do in the playoff.
Yeah. If they lose, then maybe I don't know.
I think if they get pretty far and they lose, I think if they just lose the first game, he'll book it.
He's from Alabama, correct?
He's from
Caleb Downs.
He's from Caleb City.
I think it's Bama.
Caleb Downs?
Yeah. Georgia, Alabama. Where's he from?
I thought he was from Georgia, but whatever.
One of those southern states. You guys got anything else before you head out?
Georgia.
Georgia. Got it. We can't see that, Danny.
Yeah,
That's too bright. Your camera's not very good.
Shut up.
Well, you could have just entered your gaming camera from the Xbox onto your laptop.
There it is.
Oh, it's Danny running around like a. That's
Oh, I see.
the Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If we don't have anything else,
What is our outlook on the next podcast? Because we've kind of talked about this is kind of like our preview.
I think this is it. I think we're done after this.
Yeah,
Right?
there's really nothing else we can.
Oh, this isn't the last episode.
no, we're gonna unveil our complete playoff brackets on Wednesday.
Oh,
This
Full
is
nice.
thing. Your
Thursday.
prediction. Your full thing.
Okay.
Wednesday.
No.
Thursday. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
on Wednesday. Like
This
tomorrow.
It
Wednesday?
is Monday.
This Wednesday?
Sorry.
Yes, this Wednesday.
Well,
7:30.
yeah, it'll be a little late next Wednesday. Playoff
Right.
would already started, big dog. Notre Dame's on Friday. Yeah, Notre Dame's gonna lose. I might wear an Indiana.
And in the
Wednesday.
podcast, what are you talking about?
We'll be back
Indiana.
Wednesday.
I might wear
Would you
an
shut up?
Indiana to your house, Connor.
We'll be back Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. I'm AJ. That's Connor. That's Trevor. That's Danny. We'll be live streaming for the. No, we'll try to live stream for both games. I'll have a camera.
We'll be in Danny's house.
What?
Yeah,
I
we'll
will
be
not
at
be
Danny's
here.
house. Danny will not be here. Hopefully, we'll be after, and hopefully he's happy. We can
Are
just
you
dance
guys
in
really
front of his
Hopefully he's not.
recording from
This
here?
weekend, the way it goes perfectly is if Indiana beats Notre Dame and Ohio State
What?
beats Tennessee, I will dance on his grave live. I will grit him.
Dude, Connor's?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know how amazing
Hey
that'd be?
Connor, I will say just because Jesus is listening, I hope you have a fun Notre Dame game. Not Tennessee, obviously. I hope you lose. But Notre Dame, I don't want to be too greedy, but I would be lying if I wasn't dancing with
greedy.
it. If that.
Well, anyway, that was BKU. Thanks for watching. Like,
Hemorrhoids!
subscribe. We'll be back Wednesday.
Hemorrhoids!
See ya.
Bye.
I thought you ended it. That's awkward.